everybody, welcome to Muscoon Farm. My name is Jonathan Benjamin, and today we are going to be making a very special recipe to me. They are my Grandma Barbara's Christmas cookies, and these cookies have been passed down from generation to generation. So I will tell you, some of the ingredients may sound a little strange, but there's also substitutes for things as well. So I'm also going to use this mixer today. It's a little easier than doing it by hand. So we'll get started. First thing we need to do is add all of our dry ingredients into here. So we're going to add about 6 cups of flour into here, but also you kind of leave a 7th cup, 6 to 7 cups, so just in case. So then you want to add 3 cups of sugar. Okay, just like that. And then you want to do 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Okay. And then 2 teaspoons of baking soda. So we have all of our dry ingredients in here right now, but we've kept out this last cup of flour. That last cup of flour is going to be useful to help us whenever we start to mix it. It'll help bring that dough together. So now that we have the dry ingredients in here, I'm going to start slowly adding in the wet ingredients, but I'm actually going to add those while this is going. So I'm going to put this just on very low. It's just stirring right now. So one of the first things is we need 3 eggs. So I'm going to add 1 egg. Now I'm going to add this. This is called sour milk. So it's 1 cup whole milk and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. You can also use white vinegar, distilled white vinegar, 1 tablespoon. But this is part of the recipe. You can hear that that started to help with the mixture here. Then we need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay. And lastly, what we're going to want to add is shortening, vegetable shortening. Now, in the original recipe, this called for lard, but we don't have any lard laying around, so we're going to use this. And it's probably wise to kind of put this in pieces, so we're going to do that. We're going to use, it's very easy, it's almost like butter. So we're just going to kind of put that in pieces. Now I'll go ahead and just shut this off for a second while we're working, and then we'll get it mixed back up. And it's always good to kind of knock this stuff down while you're trying to incorporate it all together. But we're starting to get something that resembles a dough, which is really nice. All right, so now it is dough. And what we're going to do is take this off. And then we can take this off here. And we're going to put it in a bowl and probably put it in the fridge to let it rest for, I'd say, about a half an hour. And then once it's nice and chilled, then we will roll it out and put it into shapes, and we'll be done. So this is what the dough should look like. And again, having that flour will help us whenever we kind of sprinkle it to roll it out. So check back in with us and we will be ready to go. All right, so we got the dough out of the refrigerator. We've let it rest. And now what we want to make sure that we do is put some of this flour out on our wax paper that we have here. And want to make sure that it's really floured so it doesn't stick. And if I'm pulling this out, I'm definitely gonna use my put some flour on there as well. And so we're just gonna roll some of this out to about a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 of an inch, the dough. And we're gonna use a rolling pin. So we're also going to put flour on it. And we'll probably sprinkle a little flour on this as well. So we'll start rolling it out. And you can see it's not sticking, which is really nice. And I like to kind of go back and forth, so I'll roll one way and then roll again another way. And the reason that we want it at that thickness is it makes it easier to bake evenly. So I think we're probably about there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is use our cookie cutters. You can use whatever. We have some Ginger People cookie cutters. Here's another one. And we got a heart here. And a cat, I believe. And this is a pig. So just keep repeating that until you've made enough shapes. And once you get the shapes that you desire, then what we'll do is put those on the cookie sheets. And as we put them on the cookie sheet, we're going to finish by kind of coating them with, depending on what you like, regular sugar or these colored sugars. So, all right, so now we have our shapes cut out, and we're going to use these green sugar sprinkles and some red sugar sprinkles. You can get really fancy with it and try to decorate them. I've always been a little more freehand with it. So some red, we've got some cat shapes, some pig shapes, some hearts. You know, you can, if you feel that so inclined, you can kind of push them in. And then also, if you want, you can just use regular granulated white sugar. These, if you want to ice them or anything like that, I would suggest doing so after they come out of the oven and they're cooled. But this is pretty much the kind that I've made, and so it's up to you what you'd like to do. But now these go into the oven, 400-degree oven, for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then we'll take them out. All right, so we finished our cookies. We took them out of the oven and we put them on these cooling racks. So this makes almost between 4 and 6 dozen, depending on how much or how big your cookie cutters are. So we really hope you enjoyed my Grandma Barbara's cookie recipe, and let us know if you decide to make them. Thank you.